So here's a pretty interesting story. It involves a progressive candidate that I'm still very disappointed did not win, and I'll explain that why. You guys may or may not know who Representative Henry Cuellar is. He is a representative in Texas, and he is a conservative Democrat. I believe he's pro-life and maybe pro-NRA or something like that. He's very conservative, and he said that progressive ideas alienated Texas Latinos. Now, the Texas election was really crucial because it ended up being a hilarious failure on the parts of Democrats. The Democrats were supposed to make gains in Texas. Instead, they stayed the same. Maybe even they went backwards, which is really embarrassing. So people are asking, like, why? What the hell happened, man? And it's obvious. Anybody could have seen this coming. I said this a long time ago during the primary. He was going to do really poorly with Hispanics, and people were going to be shocked by it. But it was obvious, man. They literally rallied around Bernie Sanders almost unanimously in the 2020 Democratic primary. Everybody knew that Hispanics hated Obama and Biden, but they especially hated Biden. They really started to hate Obama on the way out of his presidency because he was basically doing like these crazy deportation numbers, which are kind of conflicted, they're kind of contested. But basically, what Obama was trying to do was his idea of getting the Republicans to the table to negotiate was, we'll inflate our deportation numbers and we'll just like deport hella people or inflate the numbers. And so what that ended up doing was the Republicans were like, nope, it's insufficient. We don't take it seriously. And then the Latinos were like, what the fuck, man? What the hell are you doing? We're just like your sort of your sacrifice. And it just turned out to be a horrible embarrassment. That's what Obama would do all the time, trying to hold hands. It was embarrassing. Henry Cuellar is trying to claim that progressive ideas alienated Texas Latinos, as it was literally who was the nominee? Joe Biden. He ran on progressive policy, sure. But Jessica Cisneros, who ran against Henry Cuellar and almost won, almost won, says against a 26-year-old first-time candidate with $2 in the bank at the beginning of her campaign, who champions Medicare for all, a Green New Deal, which is also a jobs program, and a $15 minimum wage, but go off. And it's a picture of the results. Henry Cuellar only won by like 2.7k votes against a first-time 26-year-old challenger. All right, barely winning. That's what, 3.6 percentage points. It was incredibly slim, and I am a firm believer that if Bernie Sanders had gone out to do a rally with Jessica Cisneros, or maybe even had her at his rally or something like that in Texas, she would have won. And I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Bernie actually did like really well in the area that Jessica ran in. So I am still pissed off at Bernie for doing that. Now, I could say the same thing about AOC, but on reflection, I don't know if AOC would have really helped Jessica Cisneros win in her race, but I definitely know Bernie Sanders would have put her over the top. Because Latinos and Hispanics love Bernie Sanders. They all came around him. They soared him to Nevada victory. Just one time, Bernie, you could have came out. And I get it, right? You're going to say, dude, he's busy as hell. He's running for president. I get that. I get it all. But you got to find the time to do one, man. She was going to win. Do you know how valuable a House seat is? Taking out a conservative Democrat, putting a progressive in place. It doesn't matter how busy you are, man. You got to take it out because, you're trying to win the presidency. But if you get in the presidency, you have no progressives in office in the legislature. What are you going to do? Nothing. So I'm still pissed about that, honestly. But again, this is just a thorough debunking of what the bullshit that Cuellar is trying to say. It doesn't even pass the smell test when it comes to basic logic at all. People just hated Joe Biden. Being specifically Latinos in Texas and Florida. We saw the numbers he did in Miami-Dade. Hispanics don't like Biden. I told you that a long time ago during the primary. It was very obvious to see. But I am very hopeful Jessica Cisneros will run again in 2022 and unseat Henry Cuellar and take over that seat, just like we've seen a lot of progressives do. But I'm definitely very excited to see that day happen.